Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Yin. It's finally cooled down a little bit in Melbourne, thank goodness. Yeah. So let's head straight into the practice tonight. We're going to start with wall caterpillar pose. So finding a wall and placing some padding up against the wall. And we're going to take our legs up here. So coming up in any way that feels comfortable for you. Going to come side on, swivel my buttocks around. Take my legs up and release my head back down. You can take your arms to the sides, just wherever they feel comfortable for your shoulders. You have your knees slightly bent. And it's okay if your buttocks is a little bit away from the wall. It's about finding that comfortable place. And let's do a couple of sighs here. So taking a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth with an ah. Just coming back to your natural breath. And doing one more sigh. So taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through our mouth with an ah. Just inviting yourself to be right here. Inviting yourself to let go of what's been in the day or the week. And also what might be to come. Just leaving that for the next hour. Just coming into this present moment. You might like to anchor yourself in this present moment by focusing on your breath. Just that natural rise and fall of your breath. You may also notice sensations in your body. Can be another way to anchor in the present moment. At any time through any of the poses, if you feel any pain or any stabbing sensation, or like your body is saying you've had enough, it's important to come out of the pose and take a rest or try a more supported option. So that through the practice, you're embodying your well-being. And let's take two more breaths just in your own time. And now we're going to move into the rebound. We're going to bring our knees down to our chest. And you can wrap your arms around your knees if that feels comfortable, and just pause here. So we're just allowing a little bit of space for the energy to flow. You may notice some different sensations in your feet or in your legs or elsewhere. And let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth with an ah. Just allowing your body to gradually soften as you exhale. And let's leave the rebound now. So from here, we're going to stay lying down. We'll need to roll to one side and then coming down onto, actually, we're going to set up for a reclined butterfly. So still lying down on our back, but with some supports. So taking a couple of blocks and creating a little ledge at one end to place your bolster on. And you may also like a little bit of cushioning the base of your bolster. So we're going to sit and then lie back. Make sure you've got a nice stable support underneath your bolster. And starting with our knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Now shuffling around to find that comfortable position. And then bringing the soles of your feet together and allowing your knees to drop out to the sides. You start to feel it in your inner thighs. If it feels too much for your knees here, you can certainly stay with your feet flat on the floor, or you could put some couple of bricks underneath your knees or any other support that you have just to let your knees rest on. Have your arms just out by the sides. And just noticing your edge. So that place where you're feeling something. Here in our inner thighs. Just that place that feels just right for you. And you can deepen the stretch in your inner thighs by bringing your feet closer towards your torso. Or if it's feeling too much, you can take them further away from your torso. You can experiment, find that juicy edge. And then tuning back into your breath. That natural rhythm of your breath. Softening as you exhale. Just gradually at your own pace. As we move into the stillness of Yin, you may also notice thoughts. That's okay. Our mind is generally constantly thinking. So just seeing if you can observe your thoughts rather than participating in the thoughts. And bring yourself back to your breath. Know that you can anchor yourself back in the present moment. You may like to soften your back, noticing if you need to make any subtle movements or adjustments as time has gone on in the pose. If you can feel a new edge, or if you feel like you've had enough, the need to come out. All of those things are perfectly okay. And let's take 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. When you've finished your breaths, bringing your knees back up and placing your feet on the floor. And from here, we're going to roll off the bolster and come down onto our backs. So you may like to roll to one side and then remove your props. Removing your bolster, your blocks off your mat. And coming down onto your back. And let's place our feet flat on the floor about the width of your mat, and do a windshield wiper lying down here. We're just dropping one knee into the center at a time. And when you finish that movement, taking your legs out long in Shavasana. Just resting for a moment, taking a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth with an ah. Ask to feel the echo or the rebound of the pose. Let's do one more, a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. So staying lying down here, we'll move into a reclined half saddle. So we're going to bend in down into our knees and place our feet on the floor and windshield wiper our legs. And the next time you come, drop your knees over to the left side. Just allow your legs to rest there. So here, We're working down the top of our right thigh. That's where we're wanting to feel it here. If you have your knees hovering off the floor, you could place a bolster underneath your lower knee or perhaps in between your knees, or you could do both. You may also like to take your arms above your head. So my lower back is actually off the floor here. So there's a little bit of an arch in my lower back. And you can take your arms above your head and hold onto your hands, just depending how that feels. If you're experiencing any tingling in your hands, bring your arms back down. And if you're looking to deepen this stretch, you could take a hold of your right foot here and bring your heel back towards your right buttocks. Till you can start to feel it down the front of your right thigh, through your right hip flexor. And wherever you're working, tuning back into your breath. That natural rhythm of your breath. Just noticing what you can feel. And observing any thoughts. Bringing yourself right back into this present moment. Into a space of just simply being. And let's take 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. Releasing your hands and releasing your feet, bringing your knees back to being flat on the floor. Sorry, your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. And just do a brief windshield wiper. And we will head straight over to the other side. So the next time that your knees drop over to the right side, allowing them to rest down towards the ground. Using any props underneath your knees or in between your knees. Take your arms above your head. That feels comfortable. Noticing the sensations down the top of your left thigh, so your left hip flexor. That's where we're wanting to feel it. If you feel like you can go a bit deeper, taking hold of your left foot and bringing your left heel towards your left buttocks until you can feel the stretch down your left thigh. Finding that position that feels just right for you. And you need to come out early and release out of the pose. So giving yourself permission to do what you need. Or to explore changing with your props. And softening now with your breath. That's that natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing the energy, the feeling of your breath in your body. Just allowing yourself or inviting yourself to simply be here. Guiding yourself back to being here. And let's take 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. And then releasing your arms, releasing your feet flat on the floor with your knees bent. You may like to do a windshield wiper, or you may like to bring your knees into your chest. Just massage out your lower back. Just honoring what you feel. You can also circle your knees out to the side, with either hand on either knee. Change directions if you're doing the circles. And let's take our legs out long. We can leave your knees bent for a brief rest here. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. And really use the sound of the ah to move and shift the energy. By making that sound, it supports the release. Let's do one more deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. And from here, Going to come into a supported bridge pose. So there's an option to do supported bridge with a block underneath your sacrum. I'll demonstrate that one first. You could also use a bolster underneath your sacrum. So you may like to try both if you're not sure about which one feels right. So starting with a block and placing it this way. We don't want to have it this way. That's very unstable for our sacrum back. So placing it by pressing into the soles of your feet, activating your core a little bit and lifting up through your hips and placing it on that stable. Your sacrum is at the base of your spine, so below your lumbar spine. It's fused bones. When you feel that nice stable support, you might have to shuffle the block around a little bit to find that place. You may like to just stay here, or you could try taking your arms above your head. See how that feels. And you could also try taking your legs out long. So just go nice and slowly. You may like to do both or one or the other. Finding that edge place that is just right for you. So I'm just removing my block. I'm going to show you with the bolster. So just like we did with the block, the bolster gives a little bit more support. Placing it underneath my buttocks. And from there, you can take your legs out, arms above your head. You're just settling right into your supported bridge. And if at any time it feels too much, you can bring your feet flat on the floor. You can completely come out of the pose and rest onto your back. You could also try here cactusing your arms by bending into your elbows as a different option. Gives more of a sense of an opening across the chest. And just inviting yourself to be. Just being right here. Noticing the rhythm of your breath. Observing any thoughts. And as we move into the second half of the class, aim to have a little bit less talking so you can simply be here. Softening with your breath. Let's take 2 more breaths here in supported bridge, just in your own time. And now we're going to very slowly come out of supported bridge. So bringing your arms down, then bending into your knees and placing your feet flat on the floor. And now pressing the soles of your feet into the ground, activating your core, lifting up your hips, sliding out your prop. And then very, very slowly, if this feels okay for you, coming down one vertebrae at a time. So your back reaches the mat, and then bringing your knees into your chest. And then you can wrap your arms around your knees and gently rock. May like to include your head in the rocking, just giving your back of your head a little bit of a massage. And let's just take our legs out for a couple of moments, just to allow the energy to flow. And taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. Feeling the weight of your body on the ground. You are supported by the earth. And from here, we're staying lying down tonight. Going to move into eye of the needle pose. So if you know your preferred version, head on in at your own pace. Otherwise, bending into your knees and placing your feet flat on the floor. And from here, let's take our left ankle over to our left thigh. Notice how that feels. So that this may be your eye of the needle. Or if it feels okay, you can bring your legs in towards your chest, wrapping your arms around the back of your right thigh or the front of your right shin, anywhere else that it's comfortable. And you can experiment now with this left foot, your left ankle that is on your right thigh. You can take it closer towards your torso, so further down your right thigh, to increase the stretch on the outside of your left thigh, the iliotibial band. Runs from your pelvis up to your knee. You may feel it in your glutes as well. And if anyone needs a supported option, you can do this pose with a bolster underneath your buttocks. And notice how that feels. Maybe more comfortable for some students. And tuning back into your breath. Noticing if your edge has changed, if you need to adjust in any way. As a final option, you may like to straighten through your right leg. Your right foot goes up towards the ceiling. See how that changes your experience. Softening with your breath. Allowing yourself to let go of the thoughts. Come back into your body. Let's take 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. Releasing your hands and releasing your legs back down. I like to do a little bit of movement or anything that feels right for you before we go over to the other side. And when you've finished your movement, heading over to the other side. So bringing your left knee bent, left foot flat on the floor, and bringing your right ankle onto your right thigh. Bringing your legs towards your torso if you're working there. Working with a bolster underneath your buttocks. In the bolster there. And adjusting your right ankle so that you find that juicy edge where you can feel it up the outside of your right thigh. From your buttocks up to your knee. Tuning right into your breath. Softening as you exhale. If it feels right for you, you might like to take your left leg up to the ceiling. Just noticing your experience. And taking 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. Now releasing out of the pose. Releasing your feet down. You may like to windshield wiper, or perhaps option here is to place your feet the width of your mat and drop your knees together in the center. You could rest here to feel the rebound, or you can take your legs out long. And let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth with an ah. From here, let's move into a spinal twist as our last yin pose before Shavasana. So coming into your version of spinal twist, just going to take a drink of water and then I will guide you into spinal twist if you're not sure. So lying on your back. And bringing your knees into your chest. Let's take our arms out to the sides at shoulder height. And let's drop our knees over to the right-hand side. And shuffle your hips a little bit to the left. You feel that nice juicy twist. If your knees are hovering off the ground, you can place a bolster or some other support underneath them. Making sure that your left shoulder blade is nicely pinned to your mat. And you can look over to your left hand if that's okay for your neck. And making any subtle adjustments. You can deepen into the twist. If you know twisted roots, you're welcome to head on in that now. If you wish to go there, I will guide you in a moment. You can deepen the twist in this position by bringing your knees closer towards your torso, or lessen the twist by taking your knees further away. So that may help you find that juicy edge. And we're wanting to deepen a bit further into twisted roots. Bring your legs back to the center and cross your left knee over your right. And hook your left foot underneath your left calf and drop your knees over to the right. So if your left foot doesn't go underneath your left calf, that's fine. You can also rest a bolster underneath your knees. And wherever you are, settling right into your twist. You may like to soften through your legs by bringing your awareness to your legs. And then softening all the way down to your feet. Staying present with your breath. I like to breathe into your belly here. As you exhale, you notice your belly come back towards your spine. And perhaps that supports any excess energy to flow down your leg. Allowing ourselves to feel grounded. and centered. And taking one more breath here, just in your own time. And then bringing your legs back to the center. Doing any brief movement you need. And then we'll head straight over to the other side. Bringing your knees into your chest. So taking your time, if you're still doing your movement, come on in when you're ready. And this time, once your knees are into your chest, we're dropping them over to the left. Shuffling your hips a little bit to the right. Your arms are out to your sides. You could look over to your right hand this time, if that feels okay. You can use a support underneath your knees, so a bolster, some other prop. So you feel nice and supported in the pose. Just your knees closer towards your torso to deepen the twist, or further away. Find that edge that is just right for you. If you're working in deeper in twisted roots, bring your knees back to the center, and this time cross your right knee over your left. Your right foot can hook underneath your left calf, if it goes there, and drop your knees to the left. Use a bolster support. And just listening to what your body needs. If anything is feeling too much, ease back. I once again like to breathe in through your belly, into your belly. Filling up your belly, and exhale out back towards your spine. Any excess energy goes down your legs. Staying present with what you can feel. Knowing you are supported by the ground, earth. Just observing any thoughts. And back to your breath. Let's take 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. When you're ready, bringing your legs back to the center. Bring any props to one side. I like to bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around and gently rock. Just to ease out your lower back. And when you've finished, setting yourself up for our final resting pose of Shavasana. So you may like to simply lie with your legs out long, or you could have your knees bent, or you could place a bolster underneath your knees. Or you can sit or lie in any other way. Feels comfortable. I'm going to guide you in a body awareness relaxation exercise. So we're going to be lying down here for about 8 or 9 minutes. So let's start by bringing our awareness down to the soles of our feet. Noticing the soles of your feet on both sides. And then the tops of your feet, and softening soles and tops of your feet. Noticing your ankles and your heels and softening. Now shifting your awareness up your lower legs, in front and back. And softening, and notice your calves, the part that isn't touching your mat. Bringing your awareness now to your knees. And having a sense of softening right through the center of the joint, out to the edges, so out to the skin. Now to your thighs, softening your thighs, front and back. And to your buttocks. Noticing your buttocks in contact with the ground. And softening your buttocks. Now softening through your hips, through your pelvic bowl. Now noticing your lower back. Your lower back is touching the mat. Moving up your back and softening to the center of your back, now the center of your front of your torso, all through the inside. Now moving up into your rib cage, to your upper back, and softening. Up to the top of your chest, your shoulder blades, and softening your shoulders and your shoulder blades into the ground. Now shifting your awareness down your upper arms, softening. Your elbows, softening through the joint. To your forearms, wrists, hands, and all the way down to your fingertips. And noticing the back of your hands and any part of your arms that are touching the ground. And coming up to your neck, your throat, front and back, softening the skin on your neck, softening through your jaw. Now your whole face, exploring where you might be holding tension and softening. And the sides of your head, around your ears, softening. And the top of your head, and finishing at the back of your head. Just noticing the back of your head in contact with your mat. And now being aware of your whole body and the points of your body that are connecting with your mat. Just bringing your awareness there and feeling that connection with the ground. Just resting in this space for just a bit longer. Let's bring some movement to our fingers, to our hands, perhaps to your feet, your legs. You may like to take a stretch out in any way. And then roll to one side and pause for a moment. Using the support of your arms to bring yourself back up. And coming up to a comfortable sitting position, just reorienting yourself with your room. Let's bring our hands to prayer at our heart center and bow our hands towards our heart. So let's take a moment here just to honor yourself for coming in on this evening. It's been a very turbulent day in Melbourne anyway, but generally across the state. So honoring yourself for taking the time to come in for Yin Yoga. And let's honor each other who are practicing in the group this week. And let's honor our sacred earth, the earth which we all share. It gives us ground for our experience of life. And together, let's say namaste. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed the practice. It's fairly warm. Hopefully we have a cooler week coming along, which will be nice. If you do have any questions, any concerns, feel free to contact me. Love to have a chat. Otherwise, I wish you a good week. Okay, bye for now.